Everyone, the email that I hold in my hand will single-handedly change everything that you know about China's government and how foreigners legally work in the People's Republic of China. Everyone, I have to be honest with you. I've never been more excited than I am right now to make a YouTube video. This is going to be a firecracker of an episode. Let's roll. First of all, I want to welcome you all back to my channel. My name is Cyrus Janssen. I'm an American expat and someone that has been doing business in China for over 15 years. And if this is your first video of mine that you're watching, I'd like to welcome you to my channel as I make weekly videos about China and its role in society today. Now let's jump right into today's topic, which is going to be an email that was sent from me to cgtn earlier this year. Now, I want to go ahead and clear the air on something. A lot of people have been speculating that potentially this email is fraud, that it was fabricated, and that it is fake. I want to come out and clear the record. This email is 100% genuine and legitimate. There is no denying that. But there's one thing that we must understand. When you're talking about a subject that is as sensitive as China, oftentimes media likes to present only half of the story. If you only present half of the story, then you can twist the narrative and you can certainly make people think whatever it is your goal is for that piece of content. Let me give you a great example. I can say right now that climate change is a very real issue in the world, and that it's China's fault because China is the world's largest polluter. Now, the statements that I said are factually correct. China most definitely is the largest polluter in the world. But in order to get the full context and understand the full picture, we must tell the other half of the story. China is also the world leader in renewable energy, the world leader in electronic vehicles, and unlike the United States of America, has never pulled out of the Paris Accord and has always stayed true to its goal of trying to reduce its carbon footprint. Yes, China is the largest polluter, but it's also doing its part in trying to reduce its carbon footprint. Do you see what I'm saying with this example? You must have both sides of the equation in order to truly understand the situation. Everybody, I'd like to welcome you to my inbox, and this is the original email that was sent to me. Now, full disclosure, I am blacking out the email address and the WeChat ID for privacy of this individual user. And this is what the original email says. Hi Cyrus, I'm Lisa for cgtn. Really nice to meet you. We find that you have published a video titled Americans Don't Understand the Truth About China. It is really good. Would you like to permit cgtn to publish it again? Looking forward to your reply. Now, this is really the facts of the situation that I want people to understand. Some people have come out and made some very serious allegations. Cyrus is colluding with the Chinese government. Cyrus is being paid to produce propaganda. Neither of those statements are true, and this is the facts of the situation. I am an independent content creator here on YouTube, and I independently created a piece of content that I put on my YouTube channel, and several days later, somebody from cgtn said, hey, we like that piece of content, and we would like to legally purchase the license to then redistribute that on our social media platforms. This is a very, very far stretch from being paid to produce propaganda. Let me give you an example just so we're crystal clear on the difference. Being paid to produce propaganda would look like this. Cyrus, we want you to make a video about this topic. In the video, you need to say A, B, and C. After the video is published, we will pay you X amount of dollars. That would be an example of producing propaganda for China's government. That is, of course, not what I have done on this occasion or in any occasion. I would never accept a deal like that because, again, I'm an independent content creator that wants to express my views on the subject matter. And to be honest with you, I think it's actually quite remarkable that China would actually reach out to me and try to legally purchase this copyrighted material, because we know that it's very easy to go online, rip off any YouTube video, and then share it on any social media platform. Literally, cgtn could have ripped the video without my knowledge and shared it, and I would have never known. But they actually chose to respect me and say, look, Cyrus, you're the content creator. We'd like to give you an opportunity for you to officially give us this license. And that is essentially all we were discussing. Nothing more and nothing less. And I have absolutely nothing to hide about this. But after exchanging many emails and spending several weeks going back and forth with Lisa and discussing the contracts and how this process works, to be honest, I really was overwhelmed by it and I just didn't have the time to go through this. And then I had a second thought to myself. You know what? I don't need a licensing fee with this. I have a bigger picture here. I'm happy with more people if they want to share my content, because if you want to share my content, that means that you agree with my message, and the more people that can hear my message, the better. So this is how I responded to Lisa a couple weeks later. Hello Lisa, I've decided to not proceed with the payment for these 2 videos. I think it is more important for me to maintain a level of independence. If I accept this money, then people will attack me and say that I am paid by the CCP. To be honest, it's not worth the trouble. I'm happy to share those 2 videos as I want more people to know the truth. I don't make videos in hopes of trying to make a lot of money. I really am fighting for a better world, a world where the United States and China can work together. So please disregard the payment for these 2 videos. Ooh, I bet you didn't see that coming. Hashtag plot twist. And this is a really important thing that I want people to understand. I chose to decline this payment just as an insurance policy, because I know that as I'm growing on YouTube and my voice is getting larger and larger, there is no doubt that there will be some haters out there, and haters are going to try to do anything they can to take me down. But this is also just a friendly reminder. If somebody is trying to reach up and to bring you down, that just means they're already beneath you. But there's one final point that I want to reiterate. There is nothing wrong with an American citizen or any other foreign nationality reaching out and talking with a news outlet like cgtn. cgtn is an official news agency inside of China, and a lot of times they get portrayed in a negative light because they're labeled as official Chinese state media. But here's an interesting thing that I want people to understand. Many foreigners not only talk with cgtn, but are actually fully employed by official Chinese state media. I mean, let me give you some examples. Here's Bill Neenan. He's a producer at cgtn and based in Beijing. What about Omar Khan, another foreigner that works for cgtn? And here we have Jeff Moody, an international news anchor based in Beijing, working full-time for cgtn. And this is something that I want people to understand. cgtn is not just some small domestic Chinese news corporation. It is actually a very large global organization with headquarters around the globe, including the United States of America. Yes, that's right. The building that you're looking at right now is the cgtn headquarters in America's capital city, Washington, D.C. There are literally Americans working for Chinese state media inside America, inside the nation's capital right now as we speak. This is not something new. This has been happening for many years, and we need to stop believing that this is something illegal. And I want people to think of this in a different perspective. Let's go back to the last paragraph of my reply email. Hopefully when the pandemic is over, I can return to China and there will be an opportunity to work together on filming a project or a series of films. Then we can discuss officially working together in some capacity. Thank you so much, Cyrus. Now, full transparency. I'm absolutely open to reaching out to cgtn if and when I get the chance to return back to China, because this is what we need to do as Americans and other people around the world. We need to actively engage in more dialogue with China. If we were to cut off cgtn and never allow an American citizen to go on and share our perspectives, how are we going to share our values? How are we going to influence the world? China has gotten tremendously better over the last 50 years because it's been opening up and because it's been developing important relationships. And I think this is vital for the future of our world today. Now, over the past 18 months, I have also had the opportunity to appear on cgtn's The Point with Liu Xing. And interesting enough, every time I make an appearance on this show, I am also offered $150 as an appearance fee. This is simply just to pay me for my time. But again, every single time I've declined this payment because I really want to make sure that nobody can come after me and say, Cyrus, you're being paid by the CCP. I just want people to be very crystal clear about this. There's nothing wrong with making an appearance on China state media. In fact, I'll share with you an interesting insight. The very time that I went on cgtn, I wasn't the only American. The other guest that joined me was actually a former CIA agent. You have somebody that literally works for the State Department doing counterintelligence. He went on the show and we talked about America and China relations. And this is something that I want people to really understand about cgtn. cgtn is always respectful to me as a foreigner. They have never once told me, Cyrus, we're going to have you on our show, but we want you to say this, this, and this. They always say, Cyrus, we want to have you on our show. Share us your insights. Let us know what your opinion is. But again, this is not the first time, nor will it be the last that somebody has tried to attack me and try to take me down. If you've been a long-time follower on this channel, you'll remember roughly 1 year ago when this article was published from the South China Morning Post. Canada court investigates pro-China YouTuber's video about Meng Wanzhou's trial doing Donald Trump's dirty work. Now, the reporter here is a local reporter based in Vancouver, and I have to be honest with you, he was not very happy that an independent YouTuber was coming down and covering the Meng Wanzhou trial. There's actually been a lot of speculation on why me, an American citizen, has traveled to Vancouver, Canada to actually cover the Meng Wanzhou trial. Some people have even speculated that potentially I've been sent by China's government to come to Vancouver to specifically cover this case. Well, let me go ahead and clear the air on this and make sure that we're all crystal clear. I have been living full-time in Vancouver since March 2017. I'm not an American that traveled to Vancouver. I'm an American that has permanent residency status inside of Canada. I own property in Canada, I own investments in Canada. 2 out of my 3 children were actually born in Vancouver. Now, let's go ahead and use some common sense and answer the question, why would I be covering the Meng Wanzhou case? Well, I'm a YouTuber that focuses on America and China relations. And here we have the 2 biggest countries in the world, America and China, battling out in a courthouse that is approximately a 20-minute drive from my house. If you were in my position, absolutely you would be covering the Meng Wanzhou case. And this is the interesting thing. The Meng Wanzhou videos that I produced were really well received. And I'm not gonna lie, they really did help me build up a very big following. And the reason for that is that I was reporting and giving insights that no other mainstream reporter was doing. And this is why other reporters that are from traditional news outlets were getting very frustrated. When I walked into the media center of the Meng Wanzhou outlet, people weren't looking at the newspaper journalists. They were looking at the independent YouTuber who was pulling in hundreds of thousands of views every time he launched a new Meng Wanzhou video. But again, that didn't stop people from trying to attack me and take me down. But actually in the end, it completely backfired on the people trying to do that. What an own goal. You pretty much have increased the viewership and support for Cyrus. The best thing you did was try to discredit Cyrus Janssen. It led to me to check him out on YouTube, and now I'm a big fan. And again, this is something that I want people to really understand. Whenever you start achieving success, people inevitably are going to try to reach out and try to take you down. But what you have to do is you have to take the high road. You take them as a compliment. You thank them for the extra views that are sent your way to the channel, and you continue pressing on doing what you want to do. I know that many people do not agree with the view that I have on China, but I am not a China hawk. I do not believe that China is the greatest threat to the world today. In addition to that, I am very passionate and very dedicated to trying to make the world a better place. I know that it is absolutely imperative for the United States and China to work together. This absolutely must happen, and we've seen tremendous breakthroughs from this. Number 1, I was the one that predicted Meng Wanzhou would be released. Mainstream media reporters said, Meng Wanzhou's guilty. She's going to be extradited to the United States. But do you know what I did? I brought in one of the top legal experts in Canada, and he broke it down as clear as day. There was no evidence that Meng Wanzhou was guilty. And eventually, exactly what I said came true. The United States dropped the charges. She was found not guilty, and Meng Wanzhou was sent back to China, exactly as I predicted it on my YouTube channel. Now, I know a lot of people were excited that there's a smoking gun and finally some real hardcore truth that people are being paid by China to produce content. But unfortunately, the only thing that we have here is evidence that China actually supports intellectual property and copyrights. In addition to that, we can also see that I have maintained my status as an independent journalist. So everybody, I want to thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. It was a tremendous amount of fun to make, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Stay awesome. Now everybody, I want to take a moment and give a huge thank you to every single one of you who have reached out to me via text, via email, and your amazing comments on YouTube to offer me your tremendous amount of support. Again, this entire channel is supported by you, the viewers. And if you are interested in joining our Patreon team and financially helping out this channel grow, I'm going to put the links down below where you can join the Patreon team. Again, we're completely independent, and I do look forward to returning to China when it is possible to, again, provide you those real insights and hopefully build a better world together where the United States and China can work. Everybody, thank you for your amazing support, and we'll see you all in the next video.